welcome along and welcome back to our Seasons from Scratch Let's Play here on Felsburn. Now, we're still in the summer. It's day 4 of summer and we're getting very, very close to the harvest. How far are we? It doesn't actually say here. Yeah, you can see our canola here is coming along nicely. I think we're in a pretty good place as far as our crops go. So we've got field 31, 18 and 26. The soybeans are coming along nicely. We've got a small patch of crop failure there. And a small patch of ploughed actually where we've missed. So in general, our crops are doing very well. Our canola is faring slightly less well. We've got 2 dead sections of the crop. But otherwise, I say it's faring less well. It's still doing really, really nicely. We also have no weeds. Oh, actually we do. We have a small patch of weeds, but I think that's where we missed with our sprayer. Otherwise, we're all good and we're all fertilized. We have a little bit of lime missed on 31 and 18 and 26, but otherwise we're good. And nothing we have needs ploughing either. So, we are in the position where our crops and everything are good. Our chickens are pretty happy. We might need to feed them at the end of this video. But certainly at the start here, we're good. We're in a really good place. So that leaves us back to the contracts again. To keep earning money during this period. And if we have a look through here, we've got a good few contracts. We've got field 12 is a fertilizing contract. We've got field 24. Still people are trying to sow potatoes on day 4 of a thing. I was hoping we were going to have a baling contract, but we still don't seem to have one of those turned up. Which is really, really annoying. I really wish we had one of those come. So it looks like we're not going to be able to get our HTZ out today. That we're going to be using this piece of kit again, and the best contract for us is going to be doing the fertilizing on field 12, which is giving us a 10,228. We're not going to borrow anything, so let's accept that and go at that. Maybe if we're lucky, we may get a baling contract turn up by the time we finish this one. So, do we have any fertilizer left? We do, but this being field 12 and field 12 being 10, 11, 12 being this massive one up here, we are going to have to refill. Now, the front tank holds more, so we'll fill up the front tank, I think. Yeah, liquid fertilizer. There we go. And that costs 1,980. So I'm actually gonna refill the whole thing because we've been doing a fair amount of fertilizer. We do need to do that. And oh wow! Before we head off, before we go and do this field, we have a good number of eggs now. We're up to nearly 80% on one of our racks, and we've got 52% on the other. So that's really, really good. I'm very happy with that. And hopefully, this is the thing. We've been doing a lot of spraying these last few videos, and getting stuff sort of getting money in that way. And it's really showing that this is a fantastic way on a start from scratch in seasons to make money. Is to always keep your equipment and your vehicles and things doing stuff, because you just keep racking in the money. And as your farm gets bigger, of course, these days that you have in springtime, those and summer, those are going to be doing your own fields anyway. But when you got 3 fields like we have here, you don't have that much to do outside of things. So seasons quite often people say is about waiting. I don't think it is. Not in when you have contracts like this. go contracting. Do as many contracts as you can, because you will make money and you will do well off it. So I'm going to get this sprayed. Because we've been doing a lot of spraying, I'm not going to do a lot of footage of this. And then we'll see what kind of contracts and stuff we've got at the end of this, and see if there's something else we can go and do that might be a little bit different to our recent activities. We're on the last, well, what I think is the last row. There's a little bit left on the headland there that we're not reaching. But it's suddenly we're almost finished this field now. We've got we've got less than half of our original fertilizer left. So I'm kind of glad that we filled up. But it is almost done. We've almost earned ourselves another, well, I was going to say another 10,000, but it's not quite, because we have spent a load of money on fertilizer. But it has done what we needed to do. We are we're going to earn a load of money from this. How are we up for a line out? We've got a fair amount of overlap. Here we go. There we go. Contract is finished. So we can collect the cash from this now. And then we can go and see what other contracts are available to us. I'm not going to do another spraying contract. As I said, we've done a lot of those. So 10,228. Collect that. I think we do have a transporting contract here. Seeding contract at this time is just seems to be a really weird one to go and do. Fertilizing, yeah, so lots of fertilizing contracts that are still available. But we're going to take our tractor back to our farm, I think, and switch it out, and we'll go do a transport contract, because we do need to do something a little bit different, because otherwise we are just doing lots and lots of fertilizing all the time. Not that unrealistic, admittedly, for this time of year, but it does get a little bit repetitive for these videos. Now, one thing I'm massively surprised about on this, and I think I may have mentioned this last video, is the lack of baling contracts. I think I've seen one baling contract appear on in this series, on this game save, and unfortunately I had to reset the recording that I was doing when that one appeared, and it's never appeared again. So I really don't quite understand the shortage of baling contracts on here. We do have a vastly fewer grass fields on Felsburn. I mean, there are not that many grass fields on the standard Giants maps, but still, I'd have expected field 30 or field 3 to have popped up another contract at some point. And the fact it hasn't is very, very weird. But we're going to go and drop these off here now, and we'll leave the care tires on because we are doing a lot of fertilizing stuff. But we're going to use this and our flatbed here, and we're going to take on that transport contract and hopefully make a nice little bit of money for us there. It's another 2,000. It won't cost us anything to actually do it, so that's good. Let's disconnect that. There we go, and disconnect that. There we are. I'll just turn this around quickly and take the tank off as well. So yeah, we've got 12,000 litres left in this tank, so we could take on a field about... Oh, we could take on a field almost the same size as the one we just did, to be honest. Because at 28,000 litres, our previous one, yeah, just under the same size as the field we've just done, we could take on, which is, yeah, that's a really interesting thing, actually. We have enough fertilizer to do that. So once we've done this transport contract, if all we have really is fertilizer contracts, I may take on another one of those just to finish things off. But at the moment, I think it's much better for us to be doing something a little bit different. There we go. That is the front on. get that up. I do like the colour of this stall loader on here. We probably should have... I'm very tempted to alter the colour of my forks to match the lighter green on this MB track. There we go, and connect those up. There we are. Right, let's take on this transport contract. So, where have you gone? There we go. From the ranch to the Castle Hotel. This is going to be a very, very scenic contract. So, we are going from the ranch to the castle. So, that is from the yellow dot to the red dot. Which is brilliant. That is going to be, that's right up the top. It's going to be a fantastic view while we do this. But I've got to get over to the ranch first and load up. So our best route for this, our best route is actually going to be to go south here and go through the town, I think. Because looking at this, we're going to have to go past the transportation station mill. We're going to have to go... yeah, all down that way. It's quite a cut-off place, about as far from everything as we can get. So yeah, down into the town and through. So it's going to be a little bit of a map tour, this video, as we go through. I am hoping, I'm really, really hoping next time we're going to see some harvest starting. Normally it's, looking at the seasons menu, you can see that canola, wheat, barley and oats are all able to be harvested from day 5. So it is the next game day on here should be harvest finally starting, and we'll start getting our harvest equipment. This is actually why it's really great that we're getting our money together and getting ourselves into a position where we can actually afford our harvest equipment. Because while we won't get a new tractor at the moment, we will be looking to get a new trailer. I mean, this trailer would do the trick, and I might get a new trailer actually after we got our first couple of contracts done. What I really want to do is sort our combine out next time and get that started. So yeah, we put the sides on this trailer and use this trailer for carting, and then maybe look at investing in a new trailer as harvest continues. Because we're going to have about 6 days of harvest, I think I worked out. So, whoa. Didn't see that. Nothing happened. We're going to have about 6 days of harvest. And in that time, we should be able to get ourselves a really good amount of money. I mean, I'm fully expecting us to make a whole heap of money from that, because each harvest contract we do will pay us a little bit extra as well. So yeah, it's all going to be about how many harvests we can get done. Something is a little bit weird for me driving down this map, around this part of this map. I've previously played Fenton Forest on Stevie's map. And of course, all this area out here is an extended part, and there are more fields, and your farm is actually in this corner. And it's the first time I've driven down this particular bit and found what it really looks like, which is quite amazing. I'm going around on the verge because I've just realised this location here, this is the ranch. This is where we want to pick up our stuff from, and there's quite a bit of it. Wow. That is a lot of stuff we have to load onto our trailer. I can see why this is a fairly high-paying transport contract. So we're going to disconnect our trailer, pipes off, and disconnect, and try and get this loaded up as efficiently and as quickly as possible. Now these don't always sit well on forks, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm not sure we have actually done a transport contract. I tend to not do that many of them in my games because they do tend to pay less well. But they also do tend to be quicker contracts to do. Now, these are wider pallets than normal. So what you have to do is you can't get them. You put them in the middle of the trailer, providing you can get them on there nice and easily. But you're going to have a bit of overhang, right? And then hopefully you just pull out like that, and that is all good. But we have got to fit 5 of them on this trailer. I don't want to have to sort of do 2 trips. So it's going to be an interesting set to get loaded. I'd not considered previously that we might not have enough space on our trailer. It's quite a daunting thing. You might notice as well, I've become a little more blasé recently about switching out my care tyres off my tractors. And that's because I've seen a lot of tractors driving around near where I live recently that still have their care tyres on, doing jobs that I wouldn't expect you to keep the care tyres on a tractor for. So, for example, I saw a tractor carting or pulling a round bale trailer last week with care wheels, which I really would not have expected. You know, fully stacked with round bales. This was, but yeah, care wheels on the tractor. And I suppose actually, if you've got a front axle like this trailer has, you're not worried about the weight you're putting on the wheels. Maybe if you've got a front loader like this, like I'm doing here, you might. But again, I've seen lots of tractors running around with front loaders, and well, in fact, no, perfect example. This tractor that was pulling the bale trailer, that had a front loader on it with spikes, so that had it's not only pulling the trailer, it's also loading the bales. Right, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this to hopefully push these right up to the end, so that we can make the maximum space possible for this. And then we're going to try and strap this end one down. So push these up. There we go. A little bit of an overhang at the end, and we're all good. And then if we do that, that is held in place. Now that might make it a little bit more interesting for us to get the others on, but we shall see how it goes. Let's turn this around. I kind of need to get the far one first. I don't think I'm going to be able to though, because it's a little bit in the way of our trailer. But we'll see how this one goes first. Right, that is not far enough down. Perspective, not the greatest thing in this game. There we go. That's got that one. This seems to be luggage. I suppose it is his luggage. Yeah, we're getting from the ranch up to the castle. Yeah, you see what I mean? We don't want to hit somebody's luggage, but at the same time, we need to slightly move it out of the way. So we'll get this one on here, and I want to be careful because I don't want to knock the other one off the other side. There we go. Right. And load it in. No. Oh, this is where it all goes to pot. Okay, it's on. It is on. It is slightly in the wrong place, so I can't strap it down. Because if I strap it down, we won't get our last one on. Which is, yeah, that is mightily annoying. Right, and so we'll just pull this back. We are in it, and we've got it nicely attached. So we need to get this last one in here. So I'm going to have to push that other one on with this. Whoa! Don't disappear off, please, luggage. This is a lot of luggage that the ranch has for the castle. There we go. Whoa! Ah. And I hope there were no valuables in those bags. That's annoying because that was really well on here. We now risk it being on in such a way that it gets difficult to get it off. Right, level it down. Try and get in it straight. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's see if we can get this on the trailer. Almost on. Yeah, that will do nicely. And it's in. Right, let's get these strapped down. They're not absolutely perfect, but they are well enough for us to get them strapped onto our trailer. Not another strap there. Right, let's head over here, hook this back up, and we can get this up to the castle. Now, I need to check the best route for us to get this to the castle. Let's attach that. God. Just think, we could have done another spraying contract. I think we're going to get up to the castle at sunset at this rate, maybe. So let's have a closer look at the map, shall we? What do we got here? So we need to get up to the castle there. So the road we need is we're going to have to go up that road there. So we're here. Quickest route to get to that road is either around there and up that way like so, or up there and around that way like that. So I think we're going to head... I think we're going to head down by field 33, actually. I think that's going to be our best route. It's also a road we've not taken much. We've been the other way recently and stuff. I realise that we've been this way to get to here. But at the same time, it's not a road we travel much at all. So let's get that going this way. And we'll do some in-cab, because I know people do ask me to do a lot of in-cab stuff. I've been asked a few times, especially in live streams and stuff, can you go in cab and do stuff in there? And it does tend to be a place that I like to be in game, so it's quite cool. I think when we start climbing the road up to the castle, we might come out of the cab, let you guys see the scenery a bit, and we'll see the scenery a bit here as well. But it's just really the river there. I kind of like what Stevie did, actually expanding his map out that way, because that worked well. So we're heading up there. That's where we're going, and it's quite a windy thing. Again, this is one of this displays something that a lot of really good maps do, which is in a small space having roads that don't necessarily have a straight connect, and as a result, the map feels bigger because it takes longer to drive to places. Which is always a nice feature. I always quite like that. We're coming round now past field 25. I think field 25 would be a good candidate for us to buy. We could expand field 26 round into it. I also quite like the idea of field 16. We're going to need to do something in the winter. I think we're going to have to get a field or something that has some woodland in it, because at the moment we don't really have a winter project. We don't really have something to have a go with in the winter. So I wanna look into that seriously. And one of the things we might do actually is at a harvest, I'd like to get some new land and get and maybe get some cows or some pigs going. Pigs in in seasons in FS19 are a really good thing to do, as I've been discovering on Oakfield Farm. So yeah, I'd really like to have a go with some pigs on here. I think we are climbing. We're going up this road here. Not again. This is one of the areas of the maps where I don't often visit, and it's quite nice to have a contract that takes me up this way. It's really quite cool, and it was one of the selling points. This was one of the beauty features of this map when people were first having a go on it at well, nearly a year ago at Gamescom, when people were first going and having a go at this map a year ago. They were coming up here. The horse, horse riding up here was a proper thing, and people were enjoying that a lot. So yeah, it's quite cool to be able to go up here. And I think I can count on the fingers of one hand how many times I've actually driven up to this part of the map. It really is fewer than 5 times. It's incredible. It's a pity in that it does mean that there's a massive part of the map you can't farm, but at the same time it does make this beautiful. It really does. Wow, I've never noticed that bridge going across the estuary there. That's really cool. Look at that. And that is Felsburn, everybody. From one side to the other. This is quite an interesting road. I wonder if this road is a model. I've not seen it in the in any of the ground textures, so I'm guessing this road is a model. So if you ever wanted to have cobbled streets or anything in one of your maps, then that would be the place. Right, this is where we're bringing this. And this is going to be an interesting unload. Now bring this in here, like so. We don't really have a lot of flat space to work with. I think what I'm going to do... I don't think I can get around the other side of the hotel. But if I bring this here... Yeah, I can't. So if I bring this here, I might be able to squeeze my tractor back out through that gap there. Let's undo these, undo that. Oh wow, no, I'm going to have to back up that trailer. I do not have access to those cases at all. Kind of want to block the entrance. This is a lot of luggage to take a long way to unload with not a lot of space. This is a really interesting contract. It really is. I'm loving this contract because this is a whole load of difficulty that I had not expected from it. I don't see how you could do it without this trailer or similar sort of size trailer, because you just trying to unload anything bigger up here would be a pain, would be really difficult. In fact, I'm not sure there's actually enough space to do it. Right, where are we on the level? We are on the level. Let's grab this first one. And you know, it is a very limited amount of space that you have to maneuver to unload this trailer. We're doing it though. We are getting it done. So let's drop our first pallet down. Oh no, we had it. We had it. Okay, what we're going to have to do does not want to come off is that one. Again, please let there be no breakables in that. Can't fail contracts in FS19. I do. There is a test I want to run actually. I want to run a test, see if I can see if there is actually a way of failing a contract in the crop withers in seasons. Because if the crop doesn't wither, does that mean that you can... Oh no! That you can harvest in December? which I can't believe you can. I think you'd basically fail it because you would be unable to complete it, and it would cost you money. I think it'd end up costing you a fortune in missing crop. As happens with those types of missions. Oh, we're going to have to go and get those other bags. We have to move the trailer before we can get those other bags that have fallen off the far side. This was going so well. But then, to be perfectly honest, if you're trusting a farmer to transport your luggage to the hotel, I had to slightly question your your choices. I'm not sure this is much of a farming job. There we go. I do like the transport contracts, but yeah, this smacks of somebody trying to save a buck. And failing miserably because it's costing a lot of money for them to get me to transport this. There we go. Right. That's off. Right, one more, which is our fallen one. Let's move our trailer out of the way, shall we? What am I doing, you may ask? Connecting this up to the front of my tractor. Alright, does not seem to want to connect to the front hydraulics though, so this may not release its brakes. But it can make it easier to deal with a dolly trailer to hook it up to the front of a tractor. If you're ever stuck with a dolly, try connecting it to the front of the tractor to maneuver it and park it. You'll find that because the wheels that you're turning are so much closer to the wheels that turn on the dolly trailer, it's a lot easier to maneuver it. Right. We need to get this luggage over to the drop-off point. So first, we'll see if we can get it upright again. There we go. Get it down here. And it really is. It's now 7 o'clock in the evening. So this transport contract has taken us a good amount of time. It really has. We do need to get home and sort out our chickens, though. So that is going to be the last thing we do. We'll complete this contract and then I'm going to head back down to the farm and we're just going to go and fill up our rear box and get them done. So there we go. Transport is finished. We have transported all this luggage up here, which is great to see. Let's collect on this contract. So 2061, so collect on that. We still have no baling contracts appearing, which is, yes, so odd. We're now up to 36,000, so we've made a decent amount of money today. We'll hook this back up, and once we've done that, I will see you back down at the farm, where we're just going to give the chickens a little bit of feed before we finish. I just noticed there's a field up here. There's a little field up on the top. Sorry, I said I was going to meet you back at the farm. There's a little field up at the top here. There's actually somewhere you can plant. It's not a field marked on the map or anything like that, but there is a field up by the castle that can be planted. if you so wished. You'd have to buy the castle. But yeah, you can farm up here. Back to our farm. And there be the chickens. So we'll get them done. We're gonna give them a bit of water as well. I'm just gonna pull. Can we park the trailer up quickly? If we can get it straight enough, we'll be fine. There we go. Reversing the dolly. What happens when you try and reverse a dolly in quickly? You end up doing what I'm doing, which is not a good job. More haste, less speed, VF. Yeah. Just want to go straight back with it, really. But I can't get it to a point where it will just go straight back at the moment. Right, let's get that. That. Snake our way in. That will do. That is in there. Disconnect that and that. We're not going to worry about disconnecting our front loader. That can stay on. We will connect up our trailer, or connect up our box. Again, it's going to hit these racks. Unless I lower it quickly. There we go. Open it up. There we go. Back it up so that we get the get all of this into it. There we are. And the 31 litres of that we're cleaning up with the we've cleaned up the chickens. That is in that. Right, we're going to close that rear door now and level this off. And as we discovered last time, it is cheaper just to buy the wheat from here. This one, so somebody did point out, we're using the black one on here. The black one has transport transport costs to it that the silver one doesn't. And the price of that's actually gone down. Interestingly, that cost us a lot more last time that we tried to do this. Right, and open it up, tip it down, and that is emptying. So what I'm going to do is, in order to speed things up a little bit, going to jump into the HTZ. Now this is overkill for what I'm about to do, but seeing as our MB truck is taken up, and it costs us nothing to be driving this, and to be honest, we should be driving this tractor from time to time. Let that empty that, and this we can hook up to our water tanker here. No, we're in at the wrong angle. This we're going to hook up to our water tanker, so that we can just top up their water as well. And that way we don't have to run backwards and forwards with our thing. Do we have enough water? Yep, no more capacity for water. There we are. And I think our MB track has also finished its job. So let's go park this back, and we'll park the HC's, and we'll park the MB track back, and then that's where we'll finish, because it is 9 o'clock at night in game now, which is, yeah, the latest we've gone in game for a while. Close that, and it's still really light, but we need to go and get some sleep in our tent, I think. Maybe we'll be able to afford a small house at the end of this. Maybe that's where we'll be in year 2. We'll be able to build a house on our farm. For now, though, There we go. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.